My child, do not pass by, for I have stopped time itself to speak with you today. The weight you carried into this moment was not meant for your shoulders alone. Listen now to the end, and let me lift it from you. My intervention was not by chance, nor by impulse, nor born of fleeting emotion. I moved because something deep within you cried out today, a cry so loud, so profound, that your own words could never fully describe it. As you sit here now, all of heaven has fallen silent. The world outside continues. The hours pass on human clocks, but in spiritual time, everything has paused for this moment. What was urgent elsewhere has ceased to be a priority. All the attention of heaven has turned toward you. Yes, for you. Not for the crowd, not for the multitude, but for your story, your suffering, your thoughts, even those things you cannot properly organize within yourself. What you were meant to face today was not intended for you to bear alone. You could not have walked through this on your own strength, and I cannot allow you to walk in such a way. I will not allow it. Therefore, listen closely. I have entered this very moment. I have stepped through time. I have invaded your routine to reach you. This is not mere coincidence. It is a spiritual intervention, a divine assistance. It is a direct work upon your inner being. You must remain attentive, for what is being released here is not just information. It is direction, healing, deliverance, and revelation for your soul. By the end, I will show you why today had all the makings of a day of wrong decisions and deeper wounds, and why that has been prevented. But until we reach that point, I need you to abide here. Take a deep breath, focus your spirit, and receive this as if every word were my hand touching you. I brought you here to deliver you. Nothing happening now is an accident. Your eyes could have been anywhere else. Your mind could have been distracted by 1,000 things. But I guided you to hear this. So, open not just your ears, but your heart. Connect with the Spirit. Stay until the end, because from this moment on, your life can take a completely different turn. Act in faith now. Receive this message as if you are reaching out to touch the hem of my garment. This is not about numbers. It is about spiritual positioning. Understand this. You are connecting to the source where God speaks to you, where I remind you that you are not alone. Receive this for your household, for those you love, because what descends here is not only for you. It is a heavenly order. What I reveal will reach hearts, clear the atmosphere, and touch generations. I did not bring you to this message to stir your emotions for a few minutes. I came down here to intervene exactly where you can no longer reach. You have endured much for too long. Upon your shoulders lies a responsibility that many do not even suspect. You have been a refuge, a wall of protection, a source of comfort, a solution, an answer. You care for everyone. You support those who fall upon you. You have been the foundation for many who do not even realize how tired you are. You hold back pains that no one sees. You hide your crises so as not to worry those who depend on your stability. You smile to keep everything upright, while inside, your heart bleeds in silence. Do not think this has gone unnoticed. I saw you every time you swallowed your tears to avoid causing concern. I saw you standing in the gap, mentioning names that perhaps no longer remember to pray for themselves. I leaned in when you asked for protection, even when you could not properly explain what you were feeling. I know that sometimes you began to pray and simply fell silent because everything was so heavy, so confused, so cluttered, that even organizing your thoughts seemed impossible. But understand this: what you cannot speak, I translate. What you do not know how to ask for, I have already prepared. What you do not understand, I see in its entirety. There is a pain that insists on returning, not just physical, not just emotional. There is a spiritual root. Invisible battles are being fought while you try to live normally. Today was set to be another day where you would face situations pushing you to the brink of surrender with a weariness not explained by lack of sleep or effort alone. That is why I had to intervene. The enemy planned details against you, moving people, circumstances, and pressure, trying to strike your mind, to weary you, to confuse you, to steal your peace, to drain your strength. But he did not count on my movement. He did not anticipate that today, now, in this very second, I would descend with a decree of redemption for your life. The heavens have risen, my hand is outstretched, and you need only to reach out. It is not a coincidence that you hear this. It is a divine summons. This message is a tangible sign. Even as you listen, the enemy rages because he knows that where my presence enters, chaos retreats. Where my word overtakes, lies lose their power. Where I place my hand, no one else can touch. And I tell you, you will not continue facing this as if you were alone. The cycle of weariness, which repeated the same pattern, the same type of pain under different names, the same fatigue in different situations, I am breaking it right now. Recognize how it seemed that everything was gathering against you. The struggle for health, the worry for those you love, insecurity without explanation, veiled threats, strange looks, close ones with attitudes that confuse you, cursed words thrown behind your back, envy disguised as advice, people who approach only to drain your energy, situations that repeat as if time is not moving, the same suffocation in a new format, the same waiting with a different appearance. But the emptiness and fatigue were always the same. I know this pattern. I see the spiritual reality behind it. And today I declare, it will not happen again. Today I mark the territory where you could not break through. I have broken through. What paralyzed you, I am tearing down. What surrounded you, I am canceling. I am entering places where you never thought you had access. I am correcting what you had already classified as impossible. What you thought was a delay was often my deliverance. You think time has passed and promises are lost. No, my child, I was preparing the ground. I was making you stronger. I was pushing away what would have destroyed you if it had come at the wrong time. And listen, what is yours? What I have set apart for you, no one can take. Keep this in your spirit. You are not forgotten. I have not been distracted by others. I am omnipresent. I can care for multitudes, and yet all my attention is focused on you. This tired body that feels strange pains will experience my healing. This tight heart, with that constant feeling that something is about to happen, will be overtaken by my relief. This home, which has passed through heavy nights of arguments, worries, anxiety, and tense silence, will be visited by peace. That urgent feeling that something must change is not paranoia. It is my spirit awakening you, because I no longer wish to see you living this way. I did not let you come this far only to watch everything fall apart. There are prayers of yours from years ago that you do not even remember. But I remember. There are promises you stopped waiting for, but I have not forgotten. I often work in silence, but today I decided to speak. And when I speak, it is because I am about to act clearly. You are not here by chance. You are here because my will brought you. This message crossed spiritual realities to reach you. Today could have been a dangerous day, a day of hasty decisions, wrong answers, choices that would open doors to future pain. But I said, not today. Today I am going to interrupt this. I myself will enter. I myself will sustain. You feel you are close to something great, yet at the same time, it seems everything hangs in the balance. Dreams that get stuck, doors that almost open and then suddenly close. This is spiritual resistance. It is not just difficult people. It is not just adverse circumstances. It is an invisible influence trying to block what I have already released upon you. But now, in this very moment, these resistances are being shattered. I have joined the fight for you, to clear the path, to calm what wars around you and within you. Fear no more. You do not need to continue feeding that fear hidden in your chest. I am your defense. I am your source of life. I am your truth. And I affirm, you will not go through this day as you did before. When I lay my hand, destruction inevitably retreats, and my hand is upon you, upon your health, upon your mind, upon those you love, and upon every detail you do not even know needs care. What I am releasing is not just momentary relief. It is deep healing, specific direction, real deliverance. You will begin to feel a lightness you have not felt for a long time. People who held you back will leave. Do not grieve. It will be my care, separating what defiled you, cutting off what drained your strength, dismantling alliances that only wounded you. You asked for answers, and I am delivering. But you must trust, you must surrender, you must accept my timing. Anxiety tried to destabilize you, but now I strengthen you. I place peace where there was turmoil. I place discernment where there was doubt. I place presence where there was emptiness. You will no longer live in the shadow of fear. That pressure that weighed on you, that tightness in the chest, those thoughts that came like arrows trying to convince you that nothing is worthwhile, they will begin to cease. That old guilt you carried as if it were an eternal mark, I have already cleansed. What is past is past. I am not in your past. I am here, now. And this is where I want you to be, with me. Let me lead you. You do not need to have the answer to everything. You just need to believe that I know exactly what I am doing. Look at the details of the last few days. I spoke to you through small things, through specific people, through situations that repeat, even through silence. I was calling you, but now it is not just a whisper. Now I speak loudly in your spirit. I am here, and I will not let you live again through what once destroyed you. You will live new days. You will experience things that once seemed unreachable, because I remain the same. I continue to open doors. I continue to work miracles. I continue to send provision. If you have reached this moment, understand, something is already moving for you, and this is only the beginning. Therefore, I ask you, remain connected. Position yourself as an act of faith. Respond to the fact that God is speaking to you. Write your name in the book of remembrance before heaven. Share this message in spirit with those you love, those for whom you silently pray, those you know are on the verge of giving up. Do this as a seed of change. What is released here must not stand still. The enemy tried to silence your voice. He tried to steal your identity. He tried to make you doubt your worth, your ability, your importance. But I am returning your strength, returning your vision, returning your joy. You will see with your own eyes that the time of continuous suffering is coming to an end. Today begins a new cycle, a new season, a time of restoration, of healing, of visible miracles, promises taken off the paper and coming to pass, daily protection, because I came down here and I am speaking with you. You have survived more than you realize. I saw, when you thought no one understood, how hard it was to get up every day and keep going, even without the mood, even without the desire, even with a tired heart. But every day you resisted proved that there is a purpose in you greater than any pain. Nothing you went through was wasted. Not the nights you felt it was all over. Every held back tear, every swallowed word, every difficult decision, every lonely renunciation, all of it shaped you, formed you, matured you. Now you face something new. I am awakening in you a strength you did not yet know, an authority that came not from applause, but from overcome pain. It came from a soul forged in fire. It came from my presence invading what was suppressed. You carried a weight that was never meant to be yours alone. You often ceased to live so that others might breathe. You gave of yourself when you no longer knew where to draw strength. But today I say to you, receive. Receive rest. Receive wisdom. Receive understanding. Receive from me the spiritual sensitivity that time tried to steal. What hardened your heart without you realizing it will be restored. I am lifting the heavy burden from your shoulders and placing upon you the lightness of my promise. The time of merely resisting is over. Now is the time to move forward. You have always put others first. You have always remained last. You have always given up what you desired to keep the peace, to avoid conflict, to protect those you love. I saw it all, and today I have come to change the order. You shall no longer be last. You shall no longer be forgotten. The care you offered to others, I am returning to you in overflowing measure. Right now, a spiritual movement is taking place. Receive it as one ready to live a new reality. I am acting in the unseen realm on your behalf. This sensation that something is about to happen is not your imagination. It is my spirit calling you to a new level. You feel that something is different, that your spirit is more sensitive. The atmosphere has already begun to shift. Do not ignore this call. Do not delay your response. You asked for confirmation, and I give it to you. You asked for direction, and I bring it. You cried out for help, and I have descended. You will not end this day the same way you began it. For where I enter, nothing remains as it was. I am the transformation you have hoped for. This affliction that pursues you, this sentence that you learn to accept as final, shall not have the last word. I am still the God who heals. I am activating works of restoration that will confound human understanding. Where men saw a dead end, I see a new beginning. What seemed fixed, chronic, and untouchable will be reached by my hand. Many around you do not understand your silence. They judge your distance. They question your choices. But I know what no one else knows. I know the exhaustion of your soul. I know the pains you keep stored away. I know the internal battles you face when the world sleeps. That is why I tell you, you no longer need to justify yourself to anyone. Those who need to understand will understand in due time. I am restoring your honor. What was twisted will be made straight. I myself will defend your name. The truth I know about you shines forth. If you are here, it is because my spirit sustained you. Do not underestimate the strength that exists within you. You did not arrive at this moment by chance. And now I ask you, trust once more. walk, even without seeing everything clearly. I am going before you, and I will surprise you with details that prove I was always in control, even when you thought all was lost. I know you often ask yourself, I do everything I can, but it seems things do not move. I give of myself, but I am ignored. I love, and I receive coldness in return. Where is the harvest of all I have sown? Listen with your heart, my child. No one plants in me in vain. Every gesture of love, every silent renunciation, every hidden prayer, every time you chose to forgive when you had every reason to give up, I recorded it. And now I am releasing the harvest, not just in visible things, but in true peace, in clarity of path, in spiritual power. I am breaking the ties that delayed your life, disconnecting you from atmospheres that poisoned your spirit, shattering spiritual alliances that bound you to places that were not yours. I know it hurts. It hurts to lose what was once familiar. It hurts to see people drift away. It hurts to realize that certain doors have closed. But my peace will confirm that this was deliverance. My lightness will show that the time had come. And you will understand that what seems like a loss today will be your preservation tomorrow. Do not ignore this moment. If this speaks to your spirit, respond with faith. Seal this word in your heart. Declare with conviction, I know that God is acting in my life. Speak it as one who announces, as one who prophesies over their own existence, as one who stands up in faith. And receive this truth. I cover you. I shield you. I hide you in my presence. My faithfulness is a shield that surrounds you. You have faced situations that tried to steal your identity, that made you doubt who you are, that made you question your abilities. But listen, you are my design. I made no mistake in choosing you. Everything they did to diminish you will become the background for my exaltation over your life. What was shame will be a source of honor. I will not leave you invisible any longer. I am giving you visibility where before there was oblivion. This day is marked in the heavens. Things that have long been held back are beginning to be released. Resources, wisdom, healing, comfort, answers. You prayed for the people you love. You asked for protection, for change, for deliverance. I heard you. I have entered. I am caring even for the dangers you do not know exist. Deliverance from calamity, from hasty decisions, from hidden traps. I am guarding your connections, breaking what was a snare, and drawing near those who are my instruments for your journey. All this is happening while you listen to me. I am rekindling in you the spiritual sensitivity that time tried to erase. You will hear my voice clearly again. You will notice my touch in the details. You will perceive my presence even in the silence. Your connection with me will be restored, not through religious obligation, but through real intimacy. And now I ask you, do not let this message die here. What began today will continue. I will use every means to remind you day after day of what I am doing in you. Therefore, abide in my word, not for the sake of ritual, but because I want you close, listening, remembering that you are not alone. When you seek me, do it with understanding. I am saying yes to God's care for my mind and my heart. Share this truth with at least one person you love. Make this a prophetic act, because from today on, you no longer walk in the old cycles. I am with you. I am leading you. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can hinder what I have decided to accomplish in your story. I am drawing you closer because there are mysteries of heaven that can only be poured out in the secret place. There are revelations that are not for the surface, not for the crowd, but for the intimate chamber. And that is where I wait for you. In that environment where no one else intrudes, where no other voice enters, only you and I. I know the names you whisper every day. I know the people for whom you persistently cry out, even when it seems that the more you pray, the further they go, the more lost they become, the harder their hearts grow. But listen calmly. My hand is upon every one of them, though everything around you screams the opposite, though circumstances seem to deny any change. I am acting where human eyes cannot reach. I move in ways you could not imagine, using instruments you would never choose, because where there is sincere prayer, there is real spiritual movement. You sowed prayer, and I answer with transformation. Even if you do not yet see it clearly, heaven is already in action, so do not stop, do not retreat, do not give up. The time has come to see with your eyes what is already happening in the unseen. As you walk, you become stronger. Even if you feel fragile, tired, overwhelmed, every word coming from my mouth falls upon your soul like a balm. Your spirit will not remain the same. Your mind is being cleansed. What was weathered, I am rekindling. What fatigue clouded, I am scattering. You will return to thinking clearly. You will decide firmly again. You will speak with authority again, and it will not be something forced. Everyone around you will notice the difference, because where my glory rests, nothing remains common. You bear the mark of my presence, and this sign will be evident in your gestures, your words, your attitudes, your choices. The words they threw at you, I am cancelling. Sentences of failure, defeat, incapacity, unjust accusations, titles they tried to paste upon you, none of them remain valid. I am writing a new chapter of your story with new affirmations over your life. Words of life, hope, purpose, and power. You will be a prophetic voice for many, including those who once doubted you, belittled you, or judged you. I will use you. I will raise you up as living proof of my faithfulness. And what I initiate now, no one can erase, for my will is sovereign. And when I decree, no system, no opinion, no position can hinder it. Understand deeply, this is not about merit, it is about love. I did not choose you because you were the strongest, the most prepared, or the most learned. I chose you because I saw in you what many did not see. I saw a true heart, a sensitive spirit, a willingness to surrender that few possess. That is what moves me. That is what attracts me. I use what the world ignores. I delight in whom human wisdom has rejected. My kingdom does not move by the logic of men. I am the God of the impossible, and you are part of this story. Your home will be visited. The atmosphere in your house will not remain the same. There will be peace where there was tension. There will be dialogue where there was cold silence. There will be closeness where there was estrangement. There will be love where the air was heavy. You will be an instrument of reconciliation, restoration, and new beginnings in your own home. Your presence will be transformative because my spirit will dwell there. Your home will become an altar, a place of healing, a refuge of blessing. What was stolen will be returned with honor, with the weight of fulfilled promise, because nothing has escaped my control. I am restoring everything, piece by piece, layer by layer. Keep listening closely. My voice is still moving in these words. I am still acting. I am still speaking over you, sealing every sentence. This is the time when your soul aligns with my purpose, when your story reconnects with my original plan. Nothing will remain as it was. You are being touched, refined, shaped, and healed. This pain that seemed to have no end is losing its power because my presence has come with intensity. And when I arrive, darkness has no choice. It must leave. Receive light where there was confusion. Receive direction where there was uncertainty. Receive the new, because it begins now. You are no longer bound to what tried to paralyze you. I have already loosed your hands. I have already cleared your vision. I have breathed new breath into your soul. The anguish that hid deep in your chest has begun to lose its dominion. For where my spirit moves, even the oldest burden loses its weight. I am disconnecting you from everything that drained you. I am closing the breaches that gave access to constant weariness. I am silencing the voices that confused you. I am breaking the hidden cycles that insisted on repeating with different faces but the same pain. My child, receive this. You are free. This anxiety that arose suddenly, this nameless tightness, this unrest within is not without purpose. I am provoking an awakening in you. There are decisions that can no longer be postponed. There are internal postures that must be changed. I do not point a finger to condemn you. I reveal what must be seen in order to preserve you. There are places where I no longer want you. There are environments that no longer align with what I am generating in you. And yes, it will hurt to leave. It will hurt to change. It will hurt to walk away. But it will hurt far more to remain where my presence no longer dwells. I am clearing the soil of your life not to destroy, but to rebuild firmly. Some foundations were raised in times of fragility. Decisions were made under pressure. Alliances were formed in periods of lack. Now is the time to remake, to align who you are with heaven. I am realigning your trajectory, not to delay, but to accelerate safely. Whatever goes forward will be neither shallow nor temporary. It will be fortified in the rock. And what is built in me, no one can overthrow. You have asked many times that you would no longer have to pass through certain situations. You prayed silently. You asked for strength not to turn back, not to fall into the same places, not to lose yourself in the same pains. I heard every prayer. That is why today my hand reaches out so strongly to you. This moment is not merely comfort. It is a living answer. The pain that seemed endless is being emptied from the inside. I am healing old wounds. I am not simply blowing a superficial breeze. I am healing at the root. I touch where earthly remedies do not reach, where time cannot fix, where human words have failed. I am the medicine of your soul. As you listen, something activates in your spirit. I am breaking through emotional blocks that hindered you from feeling with truth. I am restoring your sensitivity, recovering what suffering had hardened. You will dream again. You will smile again from within, not as one who pretends to be fine, but as one who has truly been touched. This new beginning will not come with noise. It will come with peace. It will come with lightness, with simplicity. You will recognize my presence in daily details and understand that you were never abandoned. You trusted even without seeing. You remained standing when it seemed there was no reason to continue. This posture did not go unnoticed. Heaven honors those who remain even without applause. Now is the time to reap what you endured in prayer and silence. You will not only witness fulfilled promises, you will be an answer in the lives of others. My name will be glorified in your story, in your scars, in the very areas that caused you the most pain. What was once a cause for tears will become direction for many. In this time, let your faith move in response to what you hear. Seal this covenant, not merely with words, but with what the voice of God builds within you. This is spiritual positioning. It is like driving your feet into the ground and declaring, I choose to keep walking with God. Declare this truth to yourself as one sealing something eternal in the Spirit, and receive the promise of Isaiah 41:18. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. The reality around you may try to say the opposite. Circumstances may scream that there is no way out, but there is no situation stronger than my voice. I have the last word, even if it seems too late, even if it seems there is no path. I still open a way where everyone sees only a wall. When everything closes, remember, I am the door that no one shuts. Human time may try to deceive you, but my clock is not delayed, and today marks the beginning of a new season in your life. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. Your truth is fully revealed before me. Your story will not be defined by what they did against you, but by what I am about to do in your favor. The hands that pointed at you will one day be raised to acknowledge what I have done, not out of vanity, but to make it clear. When someone decides to trust me, victory is certain, even if it comes through the path of struggle. Stand firm. Do not trade what I planted in you. Do not be corrupted by the fear of losing. I am preparing you for something greater than you think. If tears come, let them be tears that wash and release, no longer stuck tears of despair. Pain will no longer have the last word. You are healing from the inside out. Your mind is undergoing a process of renewal. Your memories are being washed. The chains that bound you to the past are breaking one by one. I give you permission to live the new, without guilt, without fear, without invisible prisons. What is established is done, and no one can undo what I determine. In that environment where you felt suppressed, in that circle where you were always diminished or ignored, I am removing you from there, not to isolate you, but to protect you. The light I carry in you disturbs those who prefer shadows. Not everyone can withstand the intensity of what is in you. Instead of wounding yourself trying to fit into a place too narrow for your essence, trust me. I am leading you to an environment where who you are will be honored, where your soul will find rest. The waiting was not a punishment. It was a process. It was a refinement. The time that seemed barren was actually deepening your roots. Now is the time to bloom. What did not sprout before will bloom with double strength, because now you have the internal structure to sustain what is coming. The blessing will not come to crush you. It will come to lift you. What I am preparing for you is greater than what you imagined, but not greater than what you can bear. I know your size exactly. I know your dimensions, and I have prepared everything in perfect proportion. You asked to understand what is happening in your family. You felt something was not right, even without solid proof. I confirm, your spiritual sensitivity is not wrong. I am using you as a watchman, as a guardian of the lineage. Your prayers surround people who do not even realize they are being guarded. You are protection. You are intercession standing tall. I am with you, strengthening your faith, opening your eyes, and giving you authority to stand firm, even if you do not understand all the details. The poorly slept nights, the confused thoughts, the pressure in the chest, all of this has an origin. It is not just tiredness. There are invisible overloads you carried without realizing it. And now I am moving precisely in this area. You are being released from these burdens that do not belong to your spirit, emotions that were not yours, guilt that did not fit you, expectations that did not come from me. I am removing them. I am returning clarity to your mind. You will sleep peacefully again. You will dream again, knowing that there is a purpose in your existence. There will be rest even in your sleep, because my peace is not fleeting. It is permanent. You felt the weight of exhaustion, but still you did not give up, and that moves me. Even tired, you continue to believe. Even without answers, you continue to wait. This simple, quiet, firm faith has eternal value. I see what no one sees. I recognize what no one applauds. And what I am preparing will not be hidden forever. There will be honor, there will be visibility, and it will be clear that I did it. Now pay attention within yourself. There were people who approached only to drain your light. They showed interest, but deep down, they just wanted to absorb what you carry. You felt this discomfort, but questioned your own perception. Today I confirm it. I am pushing away what drained you. I am opening your eyes so you are no longer deceived. The discernment I pour into you will be sharpened, and you will be preserved even in the simplest decisions, because I am raising you for a greater time. Those who doubted your path will see with their own eyes what I will do. It will not be to humiliate anyone, but to testify that I am an expert in turning the unlikely into a reference. You will be a visible answer for those who ever considered you defeated. And the most beautiful thing is that your heart will not be stuck in bitterness, because I am cleansing you from within so that you may be a free channel, a vessel of honor, a mouthpiece of hope, not in the strength of the flesh, but in the power of the Spirit. This new time will be marked not by haste, but by precision. Every step will have direction. Even what seems unforeseen will carry a purpose. I am realigning your days, arranging circumstances, accelerating processes that were stuck. You will understand that you no longer need to force doors. They will open before you at the precise time, because he who carries my presence also carries my favor. You are in the middle of a divine construction. Every detail of your life is being rebuilt. Do not let yourself be distracted by the noise of doubt. Watch me. What I am raising in you is eternal. There is no strong wind capable of overthrowing what I build on the rock. Now you are being strengthened in me as never before. Receive this word as a one rising from within, to live a new time with courage, faith, and discernment. The best of me is still to be revealed concerning you. I am teaching your soul to trust beyond what the eyes see. Self-doubt tried to creep in subtly, and in moments of fatigue, almost convinced you that nothing more would change. But in this very moment, I breathe truth into your mind. I dispel the lies you absorbed along the way, and rekindle the flame of faith where everything seemed extinguished. You do not go through this process alone. I walk beside you at every step, at every turn, at every beat. Do not let haste steal what I am firmly building inside you. Not every silence is absence. Often, it is protection. When I fall silent, I am working on internal layers that no one sees. I am healing what time has wounded. I am restoring what was gradually breaking. Do not fear what is being deconstructed. What is mine remains. What is not will be removed. My priority is not in what you have, but in who you are becoming. What I am preparing for you always goes beyond appearance. I am not just transforming the environment, I am transforming the essence. Yes, there are situations that seem to repeat with other names, other faces, but with the same pain. This is not by chance. These are deep roots being exposed so they can be uprooted forever. Today, again, my voice rises to break this pattern. You were created not only to survive, but to live fully, to flourish from within. I cancel invisible alliances that delayed your soul and I pave the way to the new, clean, light, and eternal. Your value lies not in what you lost, but in what remained alive inside you even after the losses. What many would call weakness, I call forged strength. At the time when you thought of stopping, something inside you decided to continue. That part I preserved. It is from this part that your next journey will emerge. What remains is not little. It is exactly what you need to start again with courage and authority. My breath is upon this now. There are people who understand what you do only when it is too late, who judge your absence, criticize your silence, despise your efforts. But I know the intention of your heart. I know when you hold inside what no one sees. And that is why I have come now, in secret, in the depth of your soul, to restore your spirit, so that you continue not in the strength of exhaustion, but in the certainty that you are guided, sustained, and kept in every detail. The recognition of men passes. My recognition remains. What is applauded today is forgotten tomorrow. But the favor that comes from above remains forever, and he who walks under it is not erased, not discarded, not left behind. I am your support, your sustenance, your foundation, and that is enough. Even when no one comes to ask how you are doing, even when no one notices the weight you carry, I am here. The sound that does not leave your mouth, the emotions you cannot put into words, your soul has already cried them out before me. I heard, I saw, and I did not merely watch from afar. I descended. I am present now, touching exactly where the pain hid, reaching areas you do not even remember how to present in prayer. I am the expert in restoring what time has worn down, what situations have broken, what life has bruised without apologizing. Where I enter to restore, I leave no hidden cracks. I do not apply a bandage, I make it new. I do not merely rearrange, I recreate. I leave it whole, clean, ready to bloom again. Take a deep breath. You are now in a safe environment. These words are not just sound. They are not just letters before your eyes. This is a spiritual atmosphere. It is a shelter. It is a refuge prepared for you. I am present here, and everything that needs healing will be healed. Everything that needs to be released will be released. You were not abandoned in the middle of the process. I did not bring you this far to lose you along the way. Every step was accompanied. Every tear was collected. Every sigh was counted. And now, every detail of your story is being restored with precision and purpose. In this moment, make what is happening a spiritual landmark. Stop everything for an instant. Register this not as a mechanical gesture, but as an act of covenant. It is like driving a stake into new land dedicated to a purpose. Declare with faith, my story is in the hands of the Eternal, and He is rewriting everything. Speak this as one who seals in the Spirit what is being released, and receive as living confirmation the promise that does not change. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Matthew 28:20. This is not just company for a few minutes. It is permanence. I am always with you, in the bright days and the cloudy days, in moments of laughter and in silent nights. Often you gave yourself sincerely, gave yourself entirely, loved unconditionally, but did not receive the same in return. This did not make you weak. It made you rare. And now I want to use exactly this purity, because in a world full of masks and appearances, your truth honors me. It is with this true heart that I will work miracles. Do not let pain deform your essence. I will heal the wounds without erasing the beauty of what you carry. The world needs you exactly as you were designed to be. Your days of hiding what you feel are coming to an end. You will not need to keep masking your tiredness, pretending everything is fine while something crumbles inside. I am preparing an environment where your truth will be welcomed, accepted, and respected. A place where you will not be a burden, but a light presence. People who will listen to you with their soul, who will walk beside you, not just lean on you. There will be exchange. There will be true care. There will be love that does not demand, that does not discard, that does not use you and then ignore you. You will no longer be the only one trying to hold everything together alone. I am raising up people around you who add, who support, who pray, who care, who protect. Anxiety tries to rule your day. Trampled thoughts, worries that arise before dawn, negative scenarios taking over your mind without you even realizing it. I know every one of these unrests. And now, in this moment, I visit you with peace. A peace that does not depend on ready answers, nor on everything being resolved, but is born from the certainty that you are under my gaze. Let this peace enter. Let it make its home in you. Breathe in this peace. Walk with this peace. It is not fleeting. It is a promise. When I promise, I fulfill. Though it seems long, even if the winds try to extinguish hope, I continue watching over my word. I do not take back what I said. I wait for the perfect time. And that time has begun to move. There will be beginnings that look like miracles, connections that appear without logical explanation, doors that will open in ways you never suspected. Every step will bring an answer. Every detail will point the direction. Now is the time to see. You have already quietly endured attacks that no one noticed. You kept smiling on the outside when inside the weight nearly broke you. I held you when there was no one around. I held you in the dark days, in moments when it seemed there was no ground beneath your feet. I preserved what is most precious in you. It is with this preserved part that I am now rebuilding. You no longer need to hide. The light you kept inside, often silenced by the fear of being misunderstood, will be seen. Those who previously ignored what you endured will see what was always there: purpose, calling, value. I am touching your family. Their names are before me now. Those you mention in prayer, those you protect in silence, those you love with pain and surrender all at once. I am acting even when it does not look like it. I continue moving pieces, delivering where your hand cannot reach, healing what is beyond the visible, protecting even while you sleep. This war that lies on your shoulders is not yours. It is mine, and I fight for each one of them. I will honor your faith on their behalf. A strength was born in you that was not taught. It was generated in resistance, in the dark days, in the voids no one saw. Because of this, what is being born inside you now is not common. It is spiritual authority. It is clarity of vision. It is wisdom. People will notice. They will turn to you for counsel, for direction, for rest, and you will not need to explain much. Your presence will carry spiritual weight because I am clothing you with something new. Where you step, it will be territory of healing. Routine had anesthetized your soul. The days dragged on and the shine was fading. But today that changes. I am restoring your vitality, not only physical, but emotional and spiritual. That spark you felt when you bent your knees, that clear awareness that I was close, all of this will return. Not as a distant memory, but as a renewed reality. You are a living temple, and the altar inside you will be revived. The fire did not go out. It was simply muffled. Now I blow on the embers. Much of what you desired did not happen, but what you did not even dare to dream, I have prepared. Do not limit yourself to what your imagination reaches. I am the God of abundance, of surprises that span generations, of realities that go beyond what the eyes see. There is a blessing a few steps away, waiting only for a movement of faith. One step, one yes, one internal gesture that says, I still believe. Faith does not need to be huge. It needs to be true. The time you think was lost will be returned. Years that seemed empty will be multiplied in grace. What seemed like the end was actually the beginning of the turnaround. I am returning with honor what was taken with pain. Nothing returns empty. The memory will be healed. The marks will be signs of overcoming, not open wounds. The places that caused you pain will be the stages where my promise is fulfilled. I do not leave stories halfway done. I am complete. Abide here. Stay in this place of listening. Between the lines, something is happening. I am still speaking. I am still working. This message is a living answer carved inside you. Do not rush to leave. Preserve this atmosphere. Be, feel, remain. In the silence of your spirit, even more is being released. What I am doing now will not be erased, and your soul will know. This was the day everything began to change. You felt that everything had stopped, as if nothing was answering what your heart asked. And yet, in the silence, I was operating. The waiting was not a waste of time. It was preparation. I removed what could have confused you. I cleared paths that needed to be free. I aligned circumstances you cannot see. Now, without noise, something inside you has begun to move. Your sensitivity is awakening because the time has come to see with eyes of faith. You were faithful in the difficult days. You kept walking when there was no signpost on the road. Now I bring meaning to what seemed empty. The answers you sought will not come all at once. They will come like pure water, permeating your interior, gradually bringing clarity. Every answer will come at the precise time. And as you remain, you will understand that nothing was by chance. Behind it all was a divine weaving, and in every stitch, my hand held the thread. If you could see everything I have already released in the invisible, your soul would be filled with immediate peace. There are things you think are far away, but they are already released. The missing time is not the time for the blessing to arrive. It is the time for you to be ready for it. I care more about the state of your heart than the haste of your expectations. I want you to live in fullness, not in crumbs, not loose pieces, but the whole of what I prepared at the right time, and with the structure to sustain it. Some things did not return to your life because they were the answer to your own prayer. You asked for clarity, and I answered with silence to let you hear your inner self better. You asked for deliverance, and I answered by driving people away. You asked for direction, and I answered by closing doors that looked good, but would have destroyed you from the inside. Not everything that looks like a loss is won. I remove what robs you of lightness, even if it hurts at first. I separate what wounds from what strengthens. In the end, you will see that every cut was my care. You were being guarded without understanding. You no longer need to live trying to prove your worth. Your essence is precious in my eyes, and that is enough. The accusations that came to silence you will lose their power. I break the weight of cursed words thrown at your soul. Everything said to diminish you, to make you doubt yourself, is cancelled now. I return your voice, your security, your conviction. What I said about you is eternal and does not change. The reconstruction has already begun inside, even if outside everything looks the same. Hidden traumas, memories you no longer spoke of but that still hurt, are being touched. The stifled cry is replaced by the breath of life. A new freedom emerges, quiet and deep. You will realize it in the details. Even the way you breathe will be different, because healing comes from within. The anguish that held your mind like a noose is surrendering. The peace you sought in many places approaches not as a fleeting sensation, but as a constant state. It surpasses understanding. It does not depend on everything being perfect. It comes from knowing that I am in control. When everything seems dark, remember, I am the light. When everything seems unstable, remember, I am the way. Where you see no exit, I open a passage with my hand. Take a deep breath. Something inside you aligns now. This message is not just text. It is movement. It is a spiritual act. If something touches the deepest part of your being, turn it into a response. Seal this covenant between your heart and heaven. Acknowledge the hand of God over your life. Receive and appropriate the promise of Psalm 32:7. You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance. You came this far because something in you refused to die. Even wounded, even tired, you did not give up. This resistance was not born of human strength. It was my spirit sustaining your soul. I preserved your root because I knew there would still be fruit. And now the time has come to bloom. You will be like a tree planted by the water that does not dry up, whose leaves do not wither, and everything you do under my direction will prosper. You prayed for protection, and I have already raised invisible barriers around you. Situations that could have destroyed you were interrupted without you knowing. It was not luck. It was intervention. I surround your home, your mind, your paths. Angels are already positioned to guard your goings. No arrow thrown at you will prosper. No trap prepared will work, because my hand is on everything. And regarding your family, I confirm, I am acting. Even if you do not yet see, even if it seems the opposite, I am going behind the scenes, correcting intentions, breaking resistance, bringing light where there was darkness. This is not the end. It is a process, and everything will be used to reveal my glory. You will see transformation where today you see chaos. You will see reconciliation where today there is division. You will see healing where today there are open wounds. That heart that seemed distant will breathe near you again. You were called to be an answer, not a hostage of doubt. What I planted in you has not been forgotten. Although time tried to erase your dreams, I sustained every one of them. You will still live everything I promised. It is not about luck, nor blind fate. It is about purpose. And my purpose is unshakable, immovable, irresistible. It will be fulfilled at the right time and in the right direction. Past disappointments no longer have permission to paralyze you. I break this pattern right now. Memories that once made you retreat will be memories of overcoming. The pain that seemed permanent loses its strength. You will breathe easier. You will walk more securely. You will look to the future with hope, not fear. He who is with you does not change, does not fail, does not retreat. I am with you. I always have been. I will not leave. You are stronger than you think, not by your own effort, but by the portion of my presence that you carry. This presence transforms environments. When you enter, darkness takes notice. When you pray, the spiritual world moves. When you believe, the impossible begins to surrender. Never belittle what acts inside you. You do not walk alone. The anointing that rests on your life will be felt. People will be healed just by being with you, because where you step, heaven steps too. Remember who you are to me, not for what you do, but for who you became in the process. And what you have become, no one can erase. A heart aligned with heaven carries more weight than 1,000 well-constructed speeches. What stands before the throne is not appearance, it is truth. And the truth that is in you pleases me. There is special value in your sincerity, in the devotion no one sees, in the whispered prayers, in the faith that, even wounded, still insists on standing. It is with this real, broken, and true heart that great things will be done. The eyes that once diminished you, judged you, ignored you, and treated you as insignificant will see what I raise up in you. I exalt those who honor me when no one is watching, those who stand firm in the secret place, even without applause. What you lived in silence will turn into an audible testimony. What is hidden in your chest today will become a living message in your hands. Nothing in your story was wasted. Not the pain, not the silence, not the grey days, not the times you thought you were alone. I was there, and I am here. Everything was seen, everything was recorded, everything will be used. I take every chapter, every tear, every long night, and turn it into raw material for something greater. The stages you passed through were not empty punishments. They were deep preparation for what is still to come. When you look back with spiritual eyes, you will see that even the moments that caused you the most pain were part of building an internal structure that now carries the weight of eternity. There were moments when you thought it would fall apart, but resistance was being formed there that today sustains the call. Nothing was in vain. Today a new cycle opens for you, and it is not born of emotional excitement, but of direct intervention from heaven. Old things begin to be left behind. The bonds that tied you will become merely reminders of won battles, signs of wars overcome. Walk without fear, because the ground on which you place your feet is already illuminated. The doors through which you pass are already unlocked from top to bottom. What once seemed confused begins to align precisely. This is the mark of one who lives guarded, guided, and sustained by divine care. And you are in exactly that place of protection. My presence here continues. Even if the environment is filled with voices, even if emotions seem mixed, the voice of the Spirit has not lost intensity. It remains firm, constant, breathing direction onto your thoughts. When everything around seems unstable, the rock remains immovable. And it is on this rock that your life is strengthened with greater depth. What was once insecurity, fear, doubt, begins to turn into firm conviction. You are entering a time of clarity when the voice of God will become clearer than any external noise, stronger than opinions, stronger than criticism or praise. There is no need for human validation to support what is already confirmed inside you. There is a peace that many do not understand, but this peace is the shout confirming the truth you must follow. I am your God, the one who leads even when there is no drawn path, the one who sustains when it seems everyone is falling, the one who remains present when everyone leaves. Voices of fear try to make you forget what was already spoken over your story, but my words do not expire. I remain the same, faithful, constant, present in every detail. A new sensitivity is being born inside you. Things that once went unnoticed now begin to catch your attention. This is not exaggeration. It is not an impression. It is spiritual discernment awakening. I am teaching you to see beyond appearance, to notice the invisible movements happening around you. You will no longer be confused by what looks beautiful but has no root. From now on, I guide you not only in big events, but in small daily decisions, decisions that no one sees and that define destinies. The restlessness that grew in recent days did not come to disorganize you. It was the Spirit pushing you out of zones that no longer nourish your soul. Discomfort is often an alert. You were not raised to live motionless, settled in places that have already lost meaning. There is something greater waiting for your full surrender. Something that begins with obedience and manifests in courage. You were not called to repeat what already existed. You were called to break through patterns and open paths through which others will pass. Not everyone understands the reason for your change, your new position, your silence in some settings, and your voice in others. But they do not need to understand. What I am doing in you is intimate, deep, supernatural. There are processes that require no explanation, only experience. That is why there were times when you were hidden. It was not oblivion, it was care. It was necessary to work on internal areas no one reaches, to strengthen foundations that only silence allows to be built. And now, with solid internal structures, the time of public unfolding begins. Not for empty exposure, but for a defined purpose. The pain that once held you back now becomes fuel. What wounded you yesterday will turn into a bridge to reach those who still suffer from the drafts. Even scars will be tools. Nothing will be wasted. When you speak, they will not be just beautiful phrases. They will be spiritual keys, codes that unlock chains in wounded hearts. Therefore, the preparation was so thorough, because at the right time, your voice would have weight and authority, and that time has begun. Maybe you do not yet see yourself as someone ready, but empowerment comes from above. God's gaze measures capacity not by human curriculum, but by the disposition of the heart. When someone presents themselves and says truly, "Here I am," an outpouring happens, a sending is released, an elevation begins. You carry a mission, and it does not start on big stages. It starts where you are, in your routine, in how you speak, in how you love, in the environments you frequent. I will use you in places where others cannot enter, because what was invested in you is unique, specific, and enough. Take a deep breath. Relief begins to fall on your life, like a light wind clearing the heavy atmosphere that accompanied you. This peace that invades is a sign of spiritual movement. My touch reaches deep areas, old emotions, memories deformed by trauma, internal images frozen by fear, shame, or self-defense. In your most intimate part, a new work is being done, not to erase history, but to restore true identity. It is not about denying what you lived through, but about repositioning who you are. If what is released resonates in your soul, if it makes sense inside you, if your heart recognizes it, respond with faith. Seal this covenant now. Make this simple gesture a spiritual step, a clear positioning, and write firmly in the book of your life, "I belong to the will of God and trust what He is building in me." Receive as a seal on all this promise what is written in 1 Peter 5:10. "And the God of all grace, who called you to His eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will Himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." The pressure of life tried to steal your identity, to wear out dreams, to extinguish the flame. Heavy routine gradually drained hope. Now a new breath of hope begins to be released. You will return to dreaming, but not loose, rootless desires. You will dream again with purpose, with vision aligned with heaven. Directions that once seemed hidden will begin to appear. Strategic people will be placed on your path. They will come as answers, disguised as ordinary encounters. And you will understand why your spiritual perception will expand to a level you have never lived before. Doors you tried to open by the strength of your hand and that remained closed were not locked by chance. There was a teaching. Trust. Now, without noise, without desperate effort, doors will begin to open by themselves, not by merit, not by human influence, but by alignment of soul. Heaven opens when the heart stands up, and your heart bows deeper every day. So prepare internally. The time of silent waiting gives way to the time of visible divine movement. Care for your own continues. There are people you carry every day in prayer. People who feel pain that you pick up in the spirit without understanding where it came from. These lives are surrounded by the love of God. Even if it seems some of them are drifting apart, heaven is pulling them back. While you intercede, a mighty hand acts. While you plant faith, mercy waters. There will be transformation. There will be salvation. There will be a return to the path. And everything will happen faster than you think. Discrete signals are already appearing. Do not despise the details. Small changes are announcements of big turns. Every silence has a purpose. Every tiny gesture carries a message. God speaks through what the world considers insignificant. Therefore, keep a watchful eye and a sensitive heart. What seems ordinary can trigger a miracle hidden behind routine. Movement is not always accompanied by spectacle. It often happens behind the scenes. But when the time comes to reveal it, no one can ignore it. You are no longer in the same internal place as before. Something has changed inside you. How you feel, how you react, how you interpret situations is different. It is the direct action of the Holy Spirit adjusting your soul. Inner strength grew, even if you did not realize it. The next few weeks will show this clearly. Things that once deeply shook you will now pass by without draining you. This is spiritual maturity. This is sharp discernment. This is preparation for something greater. The authority you carry does not depend on a title or public recognition. It comes from presence. It comes from the secret place. It comes from time on your knees and crying alone with God. The more you immerse yourself in intimacy with heaven, the more heaven will open over your walk. There is no need for comparison. Do not try to fit your story into someone else's mold. What is poured out on your life is unique, and it is in uniqueness that glory manifests fully. What God uses is surrender, and you are ready to answer where before you were just someone looking for an answer. There was a time when hiding the pain seemed the only option not to bother anyone. Smiling was easier than explaining. But now heaven declares over you that it is no longer necessary to hide. Presence has entered this environment to touch exactly what was kept under 7 keys. There is no fear of your weaknesses. It is in them that power manifests with the greatest intensity, because divine power is perfected in human weakness. There is no longer a need to pretend strength. Refuge is available. Internal marks that few know about are fully known to God. Each mark becomes a point of contact with grace. Wounds that were once a burden will now be testimony of light. What seemed like endless time will be turned toward others. The story will not be hidden. Even the most painful chapters will be used as instruments of healing. Ashes turn to beauty when heaven touches them. Vision expands. Where before everything seemed narrow, without exit, your gaze now begins to perceive openings. Dead ends that seemed definitive look like curves of a larger path. Life did not end in the place where you felt stuck. There is a road stretching beyond what you could see. The horizon continues to call for the new. Hope must not be limited to what you have already experienced. What the eternal does is novelty. It makes life sprout on ground everyone had already discarded. In areas considered arid, you will see flowering. Fears that tried to imprison you lose territory. They screamed loud, but the voice of the Spirit now echoes stronger. The hand that holds you says, "Fear not, presence is with you." Shadows will have no power over one who carries light inside. The light that is in God dwells in you. It is this light that expels the darkness that wandered through the mind. Rest is possible because the one who guards your life does not sleep. You are constantly watched over. The fatigue that seemed to have no end will be replaced by new energy. Energy renews in soul and body. You will wake up differently, breathe differently, react in a new way to ordinary situations. What was once worn out will no longer have the same reach. Garments of heaviness are replaced by garments of hope. The glow that routine extinguished returns. New life comes where time left only wear. Everything is being made new. Your home will be surrounded by presence. Every quiet corner will be overtaken by peace. There will be a visitation upon those who live with you. Broken dialogues will be restored. Stored emotional wounds will be treated. Heavy environments will become places of rest. Real changes will be visible because the entry of presence does not happen to remain neutral. It rearranges everything. Your home will be marked by visible care. Answers that took a long time begin to appear first inside. Clarity born in the Spirit is not coincidence. It is direction. Steps align so you no longer walk in circles. Right opportunities approach, and there will be no need to push anything. What was prepared will be delivered into your hands. What is yours will not be taken, because God's own hand guarantees the promise. If this message pulses inside you, if it reflects in your spirit, do not ignore it. Stand now in a prophetic act as a positioning in faith. Seal this in your heart with conviction. My life is being rewritten by the hands of God. Take hold of the word of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. This promise is an anchor for the moment. There is no need for comparison. What is prepared for you is unique, precisely measured for your journey. Comparison only feeds anxiety. Trust generates peace. Go at the right pace, in the beat established from above. There is neither delay nor advance. There is precision. Life will prosper at the right time. Do not get lost looking at what happens around you. Stay aware of what happens inside. There were times when you believed you had seen it all, that nothing new would come. Today, heaven declares that there are still unreleased chapters. Stories that will bring surprise, experiences that will mark people, that will come as a living answer. The best was not left behind. The best is ahead. This is not a God limited to the past. This is the God of the future. And in Him, you will find reasons to celebrate truly. When you look back, you will see that even silence was an answer. What seemed unanswered was answered differently. In choices you did not even suspect, there was protection that might have upset you at the time. Dangerous alliances were prevented. Doors that looked good were closed to deliver you. Divine faithfulness manifests even in the no. There are paths cut off because the view from above looks beyond. Emotional wounds that mark the trajectory are being touched now. Memories that still hurt, as if they were from yesterday, are being washed. There is no need to live again and again what has already ended. What held you back has been broken. A word of freedom is released over your soul. You will not be defined by the pain you endured. You will be defined by the work that is being built from it. Some people left without explanation. This, too, is part of the plan. In certain moments, someone's silence is greater protection than their presence. Heaven knows who can walk with you and who cannot. There, filters are applied. What remains builds. What leaves was not part of the purpose. The prayer that comes from your innermost being has power. Words cast in secret are never lost. They rise like incense. At the right time, they turn into answers. Sometimes the answer does not come in the format you expected, but it always comes. Keep praying. Keep believing, because movement happens in favor of those who seek sincerely. Nothing is in vain, not even the whisper made in a low voice. No gesture of faith goes unnoticed. Nothing and no one can stop what is approaching. Divine sovereignty remains untouchable. When heaven declares that something will happen, no opposing force can cancel it. Accusations fall. Envy falls apart. Contrary intentions crumble. The released word is a hammer that breaks rocks, a sword that cuts the invisible, a fire that consumes what tries to entrap. This word is now in motion, and its fruits will be visible. You are being prepared to be a reference of faith, not for personal exaltation, but so that others may see in your story a reflection of faithfulness that does not fail. Your life will become an open letter. Many will read. Many will find hope by seeing what has been rewritten. No experience will be lost. Every conquered pain will become a translation of hope for those still trying to believe. Even in times of external uncertainty, truth remains. Your life is not out of control. It is not chaos that commands. It is a hand that leads. Every turn, every pause, every apparent detour has a purpose. You are not abandoned to fate. This is part of a larger plan, and this plan does not fail. Keep your faith firm. Even when understanding does not reach, there is direction. The destiny is victory. Abide in this atmosphere of presence. What started here does not end with these words. If this message found a place inside you, seal it in your heart now. Position yourself to receive future direction. Write your declaration of faith in the book of your life and return to this place of communion often. Every new moment carries a part of the root, an instruction, a comfort, an alignment. Do not leave yet. Continue seeking, for the next step is a direct continuation of what heaven has already begun to pour out on your life today. My child, do not pass by, for I have stopped time itself to speak with you today. The weight you carried into this moment was not meant for your shoulders alone. Listen now to the end, and let me lift it from you